Whenever I ask MAGA what issues matter to them, it's always cheaper gas and groceries, like a goddamn echo chamber.
We will end inflation and make America affordable again. We're going to get the prices down. We have to get them down. It's too much. Tomorrow, I will end inflation. We will cut your taxes, end inflation, slash your prices.
We have huge breaking news right now. Both Walmart and Lowe's are sounding the alarms that they may have to raise prices on goods for consumers because of Donald Trump's tariffs plan.
You're not getting cheaper gas and groceries. No president, not Biden, not Trump, not anybody is gonna do that for you. It's not how things work. And if you think that's how things work, go do some fucking research.
MAGA voted for cheaper groceries and gas. They effed around and found out that Donald Trump did not mean his campaign promises. Let's get into it, guys. I'll be back with more commentary. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. See you in a bit.
I feel like I'm in a new America because the price of groceries is disgusting.
Trump said no, it's not going to be easy to lower grocery prices. And he doesn't think he'll be a failure if he doesn't lower grocery prices. Isn't that why so many people voted for him? So they could be able to afford gas and groceries?
Who else is excited for Trump and Vance to take office? I am so excited. I cannot wait.
Such a weird word when you think about it, because you think he will lower grocery prices. You must be dumbasses if you thought he was going to do that. He's not going to lower no prices. Oh, I don't want no MAGA coming here saying, oh, he didn't say that. Oh, it's going to take time. Oh, you got to give him a chance. No. As soon as he got elected, prices were going to go down. And now he said it's not going to be easy. Because once the prices are up, it's difficult to bring them down. So if you think he's going to bring groceries and gas prices down, you must be dumb. It's not going to happen. And you guys been bitching about for months, now he can't do it. So he's not only going to have tariffs, he cannot guarantee that he's going to bring down the prices for groceries or gas. Faithful, because Donald Trump ain't fixing shit.
Hey, Trump voters, when are you going to admit that you got played? Is this what you voted for? Now, I'm not talking about you cult members, you people who wear the stupid red hats and go to his rallies and buy all his cheap Chinese-made garbage. I'm talking about you normal people who voted for Donald Trump because the price of groceries was too high. Is this what you voted for? Donald Trump isn't doing anything about lowering your grocery prices. He's not talking about that at all anymore. In fact, the only time he's mentioned it is to say that, I really don't know if I'm going to be able to lower the price of groceries. That's really hard. Instead, what's he talking about? He's talking about changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico. He's talking about invading Panama over the canal. He's talking about going to war with one of our NATO allies, Denmark, to give us Greenland. He's talking about making Canada the 51st state. He's talking about all this nonsense to distract you from the fact that he's not going to do anything he promised he would do. You regret your vote yet? You should.
The cost of everything is so high these days. What do you think we should do about it? I think we should raise the minimum wage. Our wages have stagnated for the past 40 years, even though our productivity has increased exponentially. No, we can't do that. That'll cause the price of everything to go up. Okay, well, what about we force billionaires to pay their fair share in taxes? No, they'll just pass those taxes on to us when they raise the prices of their goods. Neither one of the suggestions that I made are happening, and prices of everything is still going up. But whatever. What do you suggest we do? Deport the illegals. You're joking, right? Because that'll actually make the price of everything go up. It's going to cost so much in taxes, training all these personnel to go door to door to collect all of these people, and then to give them a legal process. We'll lose a huge portion of our labor force in agriculture, hospitality, and construction, which will cause the price of produce and housing and shit to go up. And what are we going to do about the kids that were born in the US to undocumented parents? Immigration is also the solution to our Social Security benefits running out. Well, illegals are ruining the country. They don't even speak the language. And how many Native American languages do you know?
So it looks like Trump just admitted that he lied during his campaign to all of his followers who don't understand economics or inflation. He just told Time magazine that he can't actually bring down the price of groceries because that's hard to do. And that's not actually how things work. Inflation is the rate in which prices increase. And even if you bring down the rate of inflation, which is what Biden's done, you can't actually bring down the prices of things. That's not the way the economy or inflation works. So Trump was banking on his supporters not understanding economics or inflation, and looks like he was right about that. So I'm sure we're going to see a lot more promises broken and a lot more things that have to be explained to Trump supporters when he takes office, because it turns out he lied about a lot of things, he doesn't understand a lot of things, and neither do his supporters. So good luck with that.
Hey y'all, it's me, all in good fun. This is another video in my FAFO series. You effed around, now we're finding out what that vote for Donald Trump means. So first of all, you vote for Donald Trump because he said he'd lower grocery prices. But then in a Time magazine interview recently, which you've all seen, he said, well, it's hard to lower grocery prices once they're already high. In other words, he's not going to lower grocery prices. Oops. Well, here's the second thing. He said he was going to put tariffs on other countries like Canada, Mexico, China, and that was going to help our economy. But see, then he said he couldn't guarantee that tariffs wouldn't cause prices to go up. In other words, that's a double negative, so it's hard to follow. But that means tariffs are likely to make prices go up. Oops. Now here's another one. He said he's going to take care of the working class with tax breaks. But the tax breaks he put in place last time, well, he set them up to expire in 2025, this coming year. And so far he doesn't have any plans to put those back in place. Now here's another one. Donald Trump, he promised to be a dictator on day one. And some of y'all said, well, he doesn't mean it. But some of y'all said, well, that's good. We need an authoritarian figure to be telling us what to do. But see, seems like Donald Trump, he's already abdicated that role and he hasn't even been inaugurated yet. He has handed over the dictator reins to Elon Musk. And Elon Musk just this week tried to get Republicans to not pass a budget. He tried to get Republicans to shut down the United States government. He was insisting that they should pass a budget bill that would give more tax breaks to billionaires and that would take away $200 million in pediatric, that's child, cancer research. And it would also get rid of the debt ceiling so the United States could just borrow and borrow and borrow, and basically Donald Trump could put us into bankruptcy. Oops. And finally, with that budget bill, what he wanted to do was give a break to China. So while Donald Trump said he's going to be tough on China, Musk is trying to say, go easy on China, because see, my Teslas, I sell them in China. I make a lot of money with China, so let's take it easy on China so I, Elon Musk, can have more money in my pocket. Well, that's what y'all voted for.
Yeah, I really hope that this is not a FAFO, or whatever you say, that moment for the food industry in America, because you gotta laugh to keep from crying. If we import all these things for our restaurant, all these goods, vegetables and fruits for the restaurants, and then the solution is let's grow them here. I need you to go talk to a farmer right now, especially one who uses undocumented immigrants to harvest their fruits and vegetables, which is like a lot of them, the majority of them. Yo!
Y'all, continue with my F Around and Find Out series. Are we like collectively like prepared for these grocery prices to go sky high as a result of this mass deportation program? Like, do people not understand that if this goes into effect, like so many industries are going to be crippled? Construction, like forget about affordable housing. There will be nobody to build them, which means with supply and demand, that means the cost of labor is going to go up and the cost of build is going to go up. So y'all can forget about that. Oh, food prices going down. Who picks the berries that you eat? Right. And so if that goes in effect, you're getting rid of like a third of the workforce in that regard. Like healthcare, like all of, you know what's very interesting, especially if any of the Hot Cheeto Man supporters are like, you know, senior age. You know what is really, really funny is how all of these people are going to be relying on the people that they're going to be mass deportating for like healthcare. Like when they no longer are able to wipe their own ass, like you need an immigrant to help you so you can survive until your last couple of days on this earth. And it's already expensive as hell to get a full-time aid worker to take care of somebody that's incapacitated. It's already like $10,000 a month at a nursing home. What do you think those prices are going to be now? Double, triple? Like, what are we doing? Like, this is insane. Like, honestly, all I feel like us intelligent people can do is just sit back, watch the shit show run its course, and just provide commentary and kiki to ourselves. Like, there's nothing to be done. Like, we did our part, and unfortunately, we're just guilty by association at this point. We just woke up and lived next to crazy people, and unfortunately, crazy outnumbers us, you know. But you guys, let me know in the section what y'all guys think about this whole mass deportation thing that's about to happen. Bye.
I keep getting this question. Don't worry about the grocery bill. It will be fixed as well. Donald Trump is working on multiple policies, not just one single issue. We gave him power because we want him to fix everything.
I don't think anything depicts the absurdity of our class division and our wealth disparity than the richest man in the country directly attacking the poorest people in society. In a recent tweet, Elon posted that homelessness was a lie and is a propaganda term for violent drug addict and mental illness. Now, why would the richest man in the country feel the need to attack the most vulnerable class in society? Well, I'm glad you asked. It's because in 2024, this year, the United States spent $10 billion of federal funding on the homeless. And if you haven't been paying attention, this administration of billionaires is committing the greatest transfer of wealth that we have ever seen. And they are coming for every dime. Because why spend $10 billion on violent, mentally ill drug addicts pretending to be homeless? And the irony is that there are people on the verge of homelessness themselves who will support Elon's villainization of homeless people. 66% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. 66%. Over half of the country is hanging on by a thread with no safety net. And this administration is going to exacerbate this issue because they are leading us further and further towards a purely capitalistic society. And in a purely capitalistic society, poverty is inherent. It's part of the system. Someone has to be homeless. Pure capitalism in practice always results in a zero-sum outcome. In order to win, someone must lose. In a competitive housing market, someone is not going to be able to afford rent. In a competitive food market, someone is not going to be able to afford food. In a competitive job market, someone is not going to be able to find a job. And when I say someone, I mean 653,000 someones as of January 2023. So the game of capitalism is for us to scratch and claw over whatever piece of the pie the billionaires haven't hoarded for themselves. And that piece of the pie is getting smaller and smaller. And inherently, there are going to be people who either simply cannot compete or no longer even want to compete and just give up altogether. The pressure of surviving in a purely capitalistic society where there are no social safety nets is enormous. Only the strongest will survive, and not all of us are strong. And in a purely capitalistic society, the strong do not protect the weak. We eat them. And we fight like hell every day to avoid being the ones being eaten ourselves.
Well, fuck around and find out. The election's over and the ramifications are already coming in. The chickens are coming home to roost. For you MAGA folks, we on the left that did not vote for this shit show don't want to hear your shit for the next couple of years when the bill comes for what you guys just voted for. When the tab comes, you're gonna fucking pay it with the rest of us. But here's 4 things I'm already saying. Number 1 is, for those who are undocumented workers, the largest deportation in U.S. history. Guess what? Where do you think your groceries are picked? You don't see white guys and gals out there. Having lived in California and seeing the big agriculture and ag, California produces something like 20, 22, 25% of the world's food. The world. And whenever I drive past any of those fields, it wasn't white dudes and white chicks out there picking vegetables and getting them loaded and getting to your grocery store. It was Hispanic folks. And when you talk to farmers, they can't get white people to come work in that brutal environment. And it is brutal. Sun up, sun down, grinding, back-breaking work. White people aren't doing it. So undocumented workers aren't stealing your job. Trust me on this. And farmers will tell you that we can't get them. So they have to pay extra taxes. The farmers pay extra taxes to have undocumented workers pick your vegetables. So congratulations, dumb shits. When your prices go through the roof, you did this. Now let's talk about you dumb motherfucker, Hispanics for Trump. Congratulations. Stephen Miller just went on the news and said we are starting the largest denaturalization process ever. That means you think you're an American citizen, you were Hispanic, you became a citizen. They're trying to unring that bell too. Congratulations. You're not safe either. Now, there's already a bunch of people that are now reporting people that they know that are here through undocumented sources or undocumented process, meaning they're here, quote unquote, illegally. They're now already starting to report people, very much like 1930s Germany. Awesome. So that's now going on. Now, to further this shit show, we have Steve Bannon going on the news or on media saying, ha 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 ha, Project 2025 is real. So when you lose potentially your Social Security, when you veterans lose your disability pay, congratulations, you voted for this shit. And there's a whole host of other shit that they are that they're doing. Let's see what else. Oh, my favorite, because if I catch somebody doing this, I can afford bail. That we now have these little Zoomer motherfuckers running around on social media, gleefully yelling, your body, my choice. So guys, mothers that voted for Trump, when your daughters get raped by some dude that says, hey, your body, my choice, that is the shit you guys did. You guys did that. And then when she can't get an abortion and she has to carry her rapist baby to term, you did that too. So fuck around, find out the bill's about to come due. You guys did this. We'll fix it. Then in 2026, there'll be a big pendulum swing and the Democrats will take over the House and probably the Senate. And we'll put the blocks on Trump, because all of a sudden you guys are going to realize what you did. But until then, you broke it, you bought it. Have a nice day.
Gosh, I cannot wait until these grocery prices go down. Well, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. Well, you're wrong. Trump is going to lower the grocery prices. Oh, what makes you think that? Because he said so. Okay, so while I understand you said that he's going to drop the prices because, he said so, you also said you want him to deport people, right? As he should. Right, so then by deporting those people, we're going to have to then hire American workers, which is going to increase the cost of goods because we're going to have to pay them higher wages. Those tariffs that he's putting on imports, those are going to affect the price of everything, and the price is going to go up for everything regardless. So I just don't think we're going to see lower prices anytime soon. I mean, I should know better than to ask you. You get your fake news from the woke mob. And I just know that you don't even trust him. You don't even know any rich people. Why would I trust you? You don't know any billionaires. He's a billionaire. You need to trust and respect him. Okay. He is your president now, our president. So we'll just have to say, huh? Yeah, we have no option.
You did not win this election. The only people who won are Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, Elon Musk, the oil barons that they cut deals with in exchange for campaign funds, and the corporations that want to continue deregulating. Your team did not win. You're not on the team. They never gave a shit about you. And unless you're making over $360,000 a year, you're not going to benefit from his tax plan. I'm really interested to see what's going to happen when 2025 comes along. We're a couple months in and you're your rent prices don't go down, your food prices aren't going down, like you're gonna have more contaminants in your food because the FDA is gonna be completely dismantled. Like, to all the red-pilled mid-20s guys that look like me, I wish I could say that things are gonna get better, that you're gonna be able to afford to move out of your parents' house, that you're gonna be able to afford groceries and not have to struggle to pay bills, but it's just not gonna happen under this presidency, under this new administration.
So how long do you suppose it'll take before all of the Trumpers realize that they got duped? You know, like how Trump said he has nothing to do with Project 25, knows nothing about it, and so the MAGAs would be like, he has nothing to do with that. And now suddenly Republicans have power in all three branches. They have the White House, they have Congress, they have the Supreme Court. So they have every means of making that happen right now. How long do you think it takes them to realize that most of what he said in his campaign was just a fucking lie to make them feel better about voting for him? Because his core base wants all that shit. They want all the awful shit that Trump's gonna do, but I would guess that 2/3 of the people don't know shit about politics and they're just voting for him because of the rhetoric and lies. Like, how long does it take for those people to regret what they did and realize that they weren't listening to us and they should have? I'm giving it till year 3. I think by the 3rd year of his presidency, you'll start to see that. Hopefully before the midterms, though.
Anytime I hear Michelle or Barack Obama speak, I feel a deep anger, and it's not what you think. I feel a deep visceral reaction to my shame and guilt and just overall FOMO, because I had 2 opportunities to vote for him, and both times I leaned instead on my ignorance and pride and overall, I'm a Republican, and I didn't get a chance to be part of, first of all, voting for arguably one of the most successful presidencies in our lifetime. Second of all, just the collective effervescence, the hope, and overall just goodness that they stood for. And now, more than ever, I am feeling the magnitude of that. Because mark my words, I promise you, if you are or already have voted for Trump, you will experience this visceral shame years down the road, because we are facing 2 realities. The first reality is that you vote for Trump and it works and he wins. The second is if you vote for Trump and Kamala wins. And in both realities, you will feel a sense of shame. Because if the first one takes place, in the best case scenario, I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole of how scary this could actually get. This is best case scenario here. He wins, he instills his tariffs and his tax plans that he's been talking about, which will cripple the economy as we know it. The things that you buy today on Amazon, more than likely, they're all coming from overseas. So expect to pay up to 20 to 60% more for everything that's in your current Amazon shopping cart. That is facts. Second of all, if he does go through with his mass deportation plan, that will decimate our economy. I'm not even going to waste my time talking about the rights that will be taken away from women and marginalized communities, since people that are voting for Trump clearly don't care about that anyway and only care about their bank accounts and immigrants, evidently. Remember, these are all best case scenario here. And you're going to be sitting there and you're going to be thinking, oh shit, I did this. I'm responsible for this. Then the other scenario is that you vote for Trump and Kamala wins. She's going to create an economy that's going to embolden the middle class to buy houses, start businesses. She's going to put restrictions on the corporations who currently today, they're the ones that are scooping up all of these single family households the second they go onto the market, and they have cash. Why do you think the market is so distorted right now? It's because it's unnatural. Corporations are one of the #1 homeowners in America because they snatch homes up and then they sell them at a profit, which just then jacks up all of the pricing around in the areas. So Kamala's going to put restrictions on that. She's also going to put regulations as far as your grocery bill and your utility bill and just all around cost of living needs that we have. She's going to put regulations on basic goods for that. She's going to help us. And everything that you guys are complaining about as far as immigration and safety, she's going to put stipulations in place to create a safer border and a more efficient path to citizenships will be living in this economy that you did not vote for, that you did not support, and you're gonna say, oh man, I really regret not voting for her. She was right. She turned it around. You are not just casting a vote, you are helping create a legacy. Which side of history do you want to be on? You don't want to be on the side where I'm at, watching the Obamas making these amazing speeches and doing these amazing things and leaving this awesome legacy and knowing that I was a part of actively voting against it. That sucks. It really sucks. Now, all of this, of course, is provided that you have more emotional intelligence of, say, like a squirrel, and you have basic empathy and self-awareness, in which case this all applies. And if you don't, this doesn't apply to you anyway. But if you haven't and are still on the fence about Trump, I promise you, if you vote for him, you're gonna regret it, and you're gonna have to live with yourself for the rest of your life, knowing that you voted for somebody that destroyed our country.
There you have it, guys. Actually, these MAGA Trump supporters have a problem with their minds or their upstairs, because it is very easy for you to go and Google the term tariffs and what it means for the economy, because this is the term that Donald Trump was using in his campaign promises to punish China for ripping America off and lower prices of groceries and gas. But it is actually turning out that the tariff is gonna be paid out of the pockets of Americans, because American companies are gonna be paying tariffs by importing goods from China, which in turn they pass on to the citizens who incur those costs, because these big corporations cannot allow themselves to eat up the cost. They want to make those massive profits, so they pass it down to the consumer. Now, Donald Trump made a lot of promises that he does not actually mean to keep, because he was actually counting on the MAGA Trump supporters being dumb and not understanding economics and how economics works, because all of them were into this Make America Great Again, you know, deport all illegal immigrants. But they don't know that this cheap labor that comes from illegal immigrants who are in plantation all over California are actually feeding the millions of American citizens. Because if you deport these illegal immigrants, and actually those jobs that were occupied by illegal immigrants working for very less and low pay, and these jobs are occupied by the American citizens, these farm companies are gonna have to pay the American citizens at least the minimum wage, to say the least. Most of them are not even gonna allow themselves to be paid the minimum wage because of how the economy has gotten bad. And this in turn will actually raise the price of groceries, because now these farm companies are paying a lot more in salaries, and they have to make a profit by increasing the prices of groceries. So good luck to MAGA Trump supporters who voted for Trump to lower the prices of gas and groceries by deporting illegal immigrants. Mass deportations are said to be done on day one, which Donald Trump has actually promised to become a dictator by actually deporting a lot of illegal immigrants. And one of the things that he wants to do with Elon Musk is to bring in high-skilled immigrants to work in tech and engineering. What they are saying is that Americans are dumb and they need to bring these people from outside, which in turn they're gonna pay very low salaries than they could have paid the American worker. Thus in turn they are ripping off the American citizen from their job, and the American citizen, the MAGA citizens, they voted for Trump because they need their jobs back, they need their economy back. Now Musk and Donald Trump are actually planning to take those high paying jobs by bringing in legal high-skilled immigrants to pay very low wages than they could have paid the American worker. That's in case these big billionaires and corporations making a ton of money while the common citizens becomes poorer and poorer. What do you think about that, guys? Why do you think that the MAGA Trump supporters are in an illusion of having America becoming great again by the low cost of groceries and gases? Why not actually vote for someone who's gonna actually raise the wages of people so that they can earn more and enough to pay their groceries and their gases? Because inflation is not going away, and once the prices actually go up, they can never come down again. Donald Trump himself said it in the Times magazine. So guys, thank you very much for watching this far. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, let me know your opinion in the comment section below. As always guys, see you on the next episode.